Hey everybody!
Good.
Oh, he did do it. Thank you, Zach, for participating.
I was expecting something else.
I kind of was, honestly. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. This is session 48. And we're just gonna jump right back into things. So, let's start it off with a little bit of a recap. Previously, on the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party continued their time in the city of Waterdeep, pursuing personal goals and projects. Okay, end of recap. So, as we were saying, I'm kidding. We're getting a little bit more detailed than that. Ezrah spent time working through his new ritual book, learning and cataloging spells he thought might be useful to the party, even going so far as to reaching out to the Order of Magists and Protectors for contacts on new spells. He also spent time researching, finding that the purple spiral markings the party had come across were reminiscent of an ancient order of mages linked to the Far Realm. He also began cataloging the dungeon, combing through tome after tome for information on the vast undercomplex, and slowly but surely piecing together a list of the dungeon floors. Matashtai spent his time carousing at the Yawning Portal, making friends and enemies, and trying to learn valuable secrets about the dungeon. He also spent time working with the guard and signing the party up for participation in the Howdown event. Bones spent his days working on projects by himself, with Ochotu, with Eataden. Eventually, he presented an impressive new item, Ezrah. Krek, a pair of gloves holding twin charges of the spell Chaos Bolt, made from the flesh and bones of Kinrob, the Gobgobbler, an Oni terrorizing the Legion of Azraq. Bones also went through his induction ceremony at the Guild of Fine Carvers, meeting many guild members, including Crescent, a fellow bone carver. Ashes spent his time single-mindedly pursuing his goal to learn and play the tune of the haunting harpsichord that had turned Ezra's hands to bone. And after many days of working with 3 strings, he finally mastered that effort. And thus the party spent their free time over several days on the surface. Life continued around them. Homes were built, reputations rose and fell, private investigators were hired, and more. But the dungeon called, a continuous lure in the back of their minds. When would they be going back? So, that is where we will start our session off. In the city of Waterdeep, it is, I believe, it is Night All 6. And you guys have
time to go back to the dungeon.
Yeah, you guys have a bit of a deadline that you have to keep as far as the being back on the 10th for Howdown. So, is that the plan? You all wake up, break your fast, go about your morning rituals, and then you're up to head back to the Yawning Portal?
Correct.
Alright, fantastic. You find no new information awaiting you as you break your fast that morning. Cine has nothing new to disclose. Guys, catch a carriage.
Ezra would telepathically let Zeltzor know that he was going to be gone for a couple of days. We'll check in.
Fantastic. So, this will be the first time that Zeltzor is actually, alone for several days. So we'll see what the pseudo-dragon gets up to in the meantime.
He has met Sine, so...
You come back to just a wrecked library. It's like the first weekend that you leave a pet alone.
It would have seen me meticulously maintaining the study, so...
Eh.
I'm sure that will be an interesting conversation.
Yeah. So, alright, fantastic. The mood about the city as you all get out into the cold, hail a carriage and ride down to the Yawning Portal. The mood about the city is kind of anxious, right? There's a energy just below the surface throughout the whole city. Everything about the sullen, kind of like introspective nature of the Feast of the Moon, right? Coming off of that, and then all of the gearing up for Howldown, because keep in mind, right, not only is Howldown a big event for the city guard, who goes out and about throughout the countryside hunting down brigands and evil creatures, etc., right? But it's also a time when the Watch cracks down within the city itself, right? So there's this nervous atmosphere, this anxious energy throughout the whole city, right? It's kind of crossed with that sullen attitude coming off of the Feast of the Moon. So it's not exactly a super pleasant atmosphere that you guys are traveling around in at the moment in Waterdeep. There's a lot of people that seem on edge, right? Ready to snap at each other, right? So, but that being said, you make it down to the Yawning Portal. Go through the motions, right? The Yawning Portal always has a semblance of a crowd, even in kind of like off hours, right? But the thing about winter is, especially winter in a medieval scenario, is that people have less things to do. They just hang out and drink, basically. So the Yawning Portal is pretty packed compared to what you might see on a normal morning, right? Over the past couple months, some of you have been in the city, right? In and out of it, etc. But it's not like slammed. It's not like wall-to-wall business, right? But there's a lot of people here. And you guys have kind of become regulars in the atmosphere of the portal itself. So as soon as you guys come in, there's cheers, right? A round is bought for you in anticipation of you heading down into the dungeon, right? There's the side betting that immediately starts up that, you know, basically, yeah, it's basically what it is. But there's also, you know, people that are starting to become familiar faces that come up to you and wish you luck, right? You catch Obaya in the crowd. Volothamp is actually here. He had been gone for about a week or so, I believe. He was off on travel. But he's actually here this morning breaking his fast, and he sees you and makes small, you know, chit-chat with you, etc. Is there anything you all wish to do prior to actually heading down?
Nothing I can think of.
Yeah.
Nope.
Gotcha.
Oh, no, it's stuff.
I pay my gold.
Pay your gold?
I may enter the dungeon.
I also pay my gold.
I throw my foot into the loop, grab onto the road, and, you know, flex as I go down.
As you guys are kind of like doing that, right? You turn in your gold, you head over to the well, and you actually go through the motions of like, there is a harness that you guys can utilize if you want to, but I assume most of you just kind of like go down on the fucking.
Matt just doesn't pay his gold and just walks down the wall.
Walks down the wall. Yeah, that's good luck with that, Durnan. Good luck with that. If that is what you do, please do let me know.
This is not what I do, God.
As you guys are heading down, anyone who wants to can roll me a perception check.
Do I need to have proficiency?
Nope.
That was way better than it ever should have been.
Wow, you guys actually got a couple of really good rolls. Holy shit! You're starting off strong, boys.
See,
all of you do see, again, there are a lot of people in here, but you all do see as the front doors, the bar kind of swing open, and in comes a person. And this wouldn't be of note, except as soon as you see her, you have like a brief. Oh, she seems. Not only does she seem familiar, right, but she seems striking, and that's the other thing about it, right? Is that other people who are in the immediate vicinity and see her come in, right, suddenly get very hushed. Like their attention is all drawn to this woman. And she walks in, and she is very, very well dressed, a dark-skinned woman, pleated hair, pulled back, right? Obviously wealthy, right? But not opulently so, right? And at least one of you recognizes her as Ezvale Rosnar. What, Zach?
I've never heard that name in my entire life.
Yeah. And you're all just going down, right? As you kind of like lower down into the well, and she walks in and she starts looking around and speaking to people, etc.
Ezvale Rosnar. Sounds like a made-up name.
I mean, it is a Wizards of the Coast name, so that is basically all of their names.
Gad sold drugs to?
No, this was not a person that Gad sold drugs to. Well, no, this was not a person that Gad sold drugs to.
Alright, I have no memory of her then.
Alright, gotcha.
Probably, until someone tells me. Then maybe.
Okay. So, you guys are lowered down the 150, 200 feet down in first level of the dungeon.
Dungeon.
Dungeon! Alright, upon the first
More
level
like
of the dungeon.
Dungeon.
I'm gonna have to be fiddling with audio the whole night, by the way. Sorry.
This is unforgivable, Jeremy.
Well, I'm trying to get it rebalanced for people. Okay, so you're back on the first level of the dungeon. What's the plan? Are you just heading straight down?
Where is the harpsichord? Was that floor 1 or 2?
Second
Oh,
level.
he ready. Oh, he ready to play.
Ready to tickle the ivories. Or whatever the keys are made out of.
Bad news.
Bone.
I mean, ivory is
Yeah. You are correct.
bone adjacent.
Okay, so that sounds like it's a yes. Is that you guys are just gonna head down to the second floor immediately. Okay? Sounds good. Then we will do a fast travel, basically.
See if I can't even. We've got the map to 2, so we know exactly where the piano is.
Yep.
It's right here. It's the green question mark.
So tension pool does tick up. I will say 2 things as you guys make your way through the first level of the dungeon. Okay. You'll notice any door that you had previously been through, right, on your way through the dungeon previously, right, is closed, right? It's almost as if a janitor has gone behind you and cleaned up all the mess and closed all the doors, yada yada yada, rinse and repeat. Second thing, when you make it to the map room, okay? This will be of note for at least Ashes and Matashtai, not for the rest of you because the rest of you had left. But once you make it there, there is only one hole in the floor.
What? Don't like step on the floor where the hole was? Does it sound hollow?
Nope.
What are you doing, Ashes?
Well, remember when Zam ran away and Ochotu were calling us perverts for contemplating fighting a construct?
Yeah, I meant to ask him about that. Did anyone talk to him about that? That seemed
Nope.
like a very weird outlook.
I didn't want to bring that back up. Felt uncomfortable about it. Anyways, when we came back with Zam, there was a second hole here. I remember looking down it. It is gone. I like knock on the floor.
You
I like
sure
try
it was here?
Yeah, it was
right
definitely here.
here.
I mean, we were
Unless-
all pretty tired, so maybe.
I'll like pull something out of my pack and to like use and try to like chip away at floor to see if there's like I could pop up a tile or something. Does anything like?
Nope. It's solid floor.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
Maybe it was an illusion.
Or maybe it's the dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Little column
I'm
A,
not
little
bad
column
about
B.
that.
You know? Alright. Third thing you notice as you guys are traveling down to the second level. There's like twice as many goblins up here now.
Oh shit! The
I mean,
cops are
they
taking
got
over.
a forge to run. Of course there are.
Yeah,
Rabbits.
and as you guys kind of like make your way through, so like I said, right, all the doors are closed back up. So that includes even the secret door from the map room into the court of the two-headed king, right? So both those doors are closed, and as you come out, there's this kind of like right, like 6 goblins all turn to look at you, and there's a couple bugbears in the distance that kind of like look over and glower, and then they kind of like
That's us.
it's
Right.
them, right? It's kind of like you guys are known to these goblins, but there's a lot of them up here now.
See, look what good came from us slaughtering every aggressive goblin on this floor. Now it's full of non-aggressive goblins.
Non-aggressive
To
to
us.
you.
Semantics.
Oh shit. Okay, so you guys pass by. You hear the clanging of industry from this first floor of goblins, and you make your way to the second level of the dungeon. Okay, so gonna be another tick up on the tension pool. Okay, so you come down to the second level of the dungeon, the arcane chambers. As soon as you come down the stairs, right, you're almost immediately not accosted, but you run into a little goblin of patrol, right? And they, knowing the tale of the head taker,
Taking them heads.
they basically like go, "Oh, you're all right. You coming by the market?" That whole thing, right? And you can hear there's a significant, like, the market has always been loud, but there's a significant amount of noise coming from the market.
I don't know. Should we go by the market? Has anything changed?
Are you asking? Are you asking the
I'm
goblin?
asking him.
Okay.
Yes.
So this goblin actually goes, "Oh, well, kinda, but I was just trying to be polite. Look,
No, fair enough.
look. Yex says we've been blessed. But well, there's a new goblin in town, and he's kind of making things a little awkward. So just,
Who's
You
this
do you.
upstart?
well, look, he's got Yek's favor, so don't, go doing anything. Just, it's fine. It's fine, really.
Doesn't sound fine. Come on.
Look,
You can talk to us.
I think I might have said too much. If you guys are curious, you should just check it out yourself.
All right.
It's fair. It's fair.
It's fair.
In the meantime, as I believe it is notated on the map, a bullshit piano is to the west. So, where would you guys like to go?
To the
We got to go through the market to get down anyway. We might as well go to the bullshit piano.
We choose to go to bullshit piano.
Oh, Don
Cool.
Piano.
All right. As you guys head that way, right? Again, much like the first floor, all of the doors that you pass through, all of the rooms that you pass through, have been closed. That first room, you remember where you found the Halaster puppet that was like ranting and raving, and then Matashtai like kicked his head off.
Don't recall that at all.
Oh, I
recall
remember
that.
that. I remember that. It's good times.
So that guy, not that guy, but that room was filled with random crap, had like an alchemy station in it, all that stuff, you remember? Right? It's fucking
Okay, I remember
empty. It is like been looted to shit and back. Like there's not a thread in the place.
Ha.
Good.
Good
So-
old goblins.
Just so you're aware.
We're gonna go to the market, and there's this weird head you can get here.
Fine. They're gonna grow right up until they just start failing upward.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I feel pretty confident the situation's gonna work itself out.
So I think at this point, we'll go ahead and move you guys over.
Hey.
All right. So you guys are in that room that I just described. We'll go and move. Roll 20 cam. There we go. So you guys are in that room, and the bullshit piano, if you remember, is marked over here. I don't know. I don't think you guys can actually see the text anymore, though.
No. Fog of War is not working. That's still a good little ways to walk. That's fine.
All right. Good luck, Ashes.
I will.
We believe in
open
you.
the door.
I go with him.
Yeah. So
I'll
the
stand at the doorway.
door itself is not locked or anything like that. You throw the door open. It makes a pretty loud creaking noise, but other than that, nothing seems to happen.
All right. I will start making my way
Downtown.
over to the harpsichord.
Making his way
Yeah.
downtown, ready
Start.
to play a harpsichord.
All right. It is about at this point, right, that you begin to hear that kind of haunting music very quietly off in the distance, that haunting, which
Yes.
for you, Ashes, is kind of ingrained in your brain at this point. Remember, like I had said, you've been 8 hours for 10 days is 80 hours of learning to play just this one fucking song. You've gotten to the point to where you hear it in your dreams, like it is the theme song of your dreams or nightmares, depending on how you would like to interpret
I'm
them.
not a super big fan of that.
But, it is what it is. So,
This is why I don't dream.
this is why he doesn't dream. Alright.
This is why I rock.
In the
This is
meantime,
why. This is why.
Bones and Ezra are eaten by a Tyrannosaurus Rex that sneaks up behind them.
18 passive perception. Is Tyrannosaurus Rex snuck up behind me?
It's invisible and has silence cast on it.
What an apex predator.
It's
Just
the
so majestic.
Absolutely, it's the best of the best.
I mean, if that's how it goes, like that's. I mean, I admire the Tyrannosaurus Rex in that situation.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so. Oh, he's already in here. Then. It's then. Okay. So. You guys continue moving. Go ahead. Move on your way. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Matashtai now has exactly the same health as Ashes does.
Do I really?
Yeah, you both have 68. Yeah. Thanks to
Hey, boys.
the plus from the what is it? The Amulet of Health?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Take
what
boys unite.
you got like 16 HP out of it or something, right?
Yeah, that was a good
super
bit.
level.
Yeah, that's a nice little like buff, so. So it's at this point that basically you can quite clearly hear the melody now. You round the corner and you see the harpsichord, the bone harpsichord, keys made from finger bones, some short and squat, narrow, long, others 2 or 3 times the size of those around it, femurs, etc. Right? It's a big old bone piano.
All right, I will go sit at the piano.
Okay.
I will.
As you step
Swing my
forward,
cloak.
right, as soon as you get about 10 feet away from it, the music just cuts. Dead silence.
I sit. Put my finger on the keys.
I believe in you.
And then I'll start playing the song.
Okay. You fuck ass. Alright, so,
that one for a while.
because of your specific training, right, because of the time and money put into it, you do not make a roll. You can play this melody on any harpsichord for the rest of your life, right? You're good to go. Just it's like every person in existence who learned to play chopsticks, right? For the rest of their life, they can walk up to a piano and do a very shitty rendition of chopsticks, but they can do it, right?
Okay.
So Ashes,
Yes.
you are gonna need to make a saving throw, and your hands turn into bone.
Okay.
Dude, I bet your claws would be extra sharp then.
Hold a momento. All right.
Or extra brittle. Or
So,
both.
Ashes goes through the motion of playing this hauntingly somber tune, okay? And as he winds it down, and the chamber is filled with silence, there is a and the top of the harpsichord just lifts open ever so slightly.
I take a peek.
Okay. You see within is a yay long scroll case.
I grab the scroll case, pop it open, furl it, even read it.
It's kind of gibberish to you.
I roll it up, put it back in the case. I walk over to Ezra and I hand it to him.
Okay.
Ezra looks at it.
All right. It's less gibberish to you, but still kind of gibberish. It's you could muddy your way through it.
Turns out to be a scroll of harpsichord playing.
Given a short amount of time. But what you're able to suss out immediately, Ezra?
Does it seem like it's in a different language?
So no, it's not that it's in a different language necessarily. It's in a different, well, it is. It's a different language of magic. It's divine magic, not arcane magic. Is what you're able to suss out immediately. So, and the differences there, right, is basically like an arcane caster can instantly read an arcane scroll, a divine caster can instantly read a divine scroll. That both can eventually read the other. It's just gonna take you like a short rest to actually read through the damn thing. Because it's not like, it's like reading in a language that you're only partially familiar with.
It looks like it's some sort of a scroll, but it's going to take me some time to decipher. Do you want it back?
Yeah, cool. Don't worry about it. Yeah, just hold on to that and we'll worry about it later.
Okay. And put it in my haversack.
Okay. As you step away, Ashes, right, there's this kind of like, the lid of the harpsichord closes behind you, right? And you step away to give Ezra the scroll, and that melody starts playing.
That's weird. I don't like it.
Maybe you can get another scroll from it.
Or cursed forever. For hubris. You know,
Stuff.
something they teach you. It's not to look a gift horse in the mouth.
I am now dissuaded from playing it again. I wish to leave.
Okay. So you guys
No
head
fucking
back the
idea
way.
what that means. I don't know who's looking horses in mouths anyway.
You guys head back the way you came.
You know why that's a saying, right?
I do not know. I don't
You can
look horses in
tell
mouths.
the age of a horse by
its
looking
teeth.
at its teeth.
Oh.
So when
How-
someone gives you a horse and you are inspecting it for its age, it's insulting to the person that gave it to you because they're like, "What? Did you give me an old ass horse? I don't give a shit about."
I mean, yeah.
How
And
do I
now
know
we
what kind
know.
of horse feed to give it?
I don't want to take care of a horse that's going to die in a year.
It
Does
better
it
be
need
young.
geriatric feed? Does it need baby horse feed? Nobody knows if I'm not allowed to look at the goddamn teeth.
It's true.
All right. So, I'm assuming you guys just head back the way you came.
Yeah.
Correct.
What is your
Yeah,
plan
yeah,
now? Where are
yeah.
you going?
I would say
Yeah.
from the harpsichord. Well, I guess we're just gonna. That's a bit of a walk, but I guess we're going to 4-3, right?
I mean, I guess we can go see what's going on in the market. I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We are close by the market.
I mean, we don't have to. I don't really.
I mean, yeah, there is that up and coming.
Actually, no. I'd like to confirm my skull takers' heads aren't on pikes in here. So let's do that.
All right.
Oh, good
Um,
call.
You
Yeah.
head
'Cause
over
if I need
to
to kill the whole goblin market, like I need to know now.
you head over to the market. I'm just gonna teleport you guys around. And as you make it in, there are, as there were previously, there are more goblins than there were. Right? It seems that the tall market keeps expanding. These skull takers are actually here, and they kind of like hail you as you arrive, as you kind of come calling. Pibble and Groin kind of waddle up to you and proclaim their success, and you can actually see beyond them, right? It is a fair chunk of various bones, skulls primarily, right? That they seem to have harvested. But there's also two like little gurneys set up, and Bootlick and Salt are both like laid out unconscious on the gurneys, and you see big bandages across them.
I look at him. Say, what happened there?
Well, boss, so we went down, right? And everything worked fine for the first day. We ran into the Legion on the second day, but they didn't make any trouble. It was all good.
Mm-hmm.
But we were doing some harvesting on day 3, and some fuck-ass big spiders showed up.
Wow. Yeah, that'll happen.
And I mean, they were crazy though. I've never seen spiders like this. They were like, boof, I don't exist. Boof, I exist. It was real fuckity. So we had to bounce. So unfortunately we had to leave a bunch of stuff behind, and Salt and Bootlick got pretty banged up. We think they're gonna be okay, but no dice on the whole finding a home base type thing in floor 3, because well, between the Legion taking back their territory and fuck all spiders, it just didn't work out.
Where were the fuck all spiders?
Oh,
Do you remember?
You were responsible for the big three-headed lion, goat, dragon thing, right?
Yep.
And he actually,
yep,
like, he says that, and he gestures over, and you can see most of the skulls of the 3 skulls from the Chimera.
Oh, that's
right?
a good find.
There's some violence done to them, obviously, right? You took the horns off of the ram, and you took the teeth, some of the good teeth out of the lion, right?
I did, yes.
But and there's some other violence done because they're not as proficient in harvesting as you are, etc., right? But yeah, they seem to have been claiming skulls, as is their namesake.
And I want my
their
skulls.
But so they say, well, so the spiders were east of there.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
Us there towards the Screaming Tunnels.
Sounds like it was towards the Screaming Tunnels, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I will have a talk with the Legion about getting you guys some area, if you're still interested in that. I mean,
It kind of looks around and says, if we're staying like this, we might be fine, but if we're gonna grow it all, then probably need our own space. He kind of like looks. He looks to the south too, right? He's kind of like, you see, there's kind of like, this is Pibble talking. He goes, plus there's Evitz now.
Fucking
oh, Evitz. Okay, that's the new guy, huh?
Yeah. And you.
Well, what's his deal?
You actually, he just points past you, and you see this goblin kind of like very loudly humming and dancing, kind of capering around, right? Come out of Yuck's lounge area and kind of like capering through the market area, and he's carrying this big stick with a knob on the end of it. And he basically like dances.
That's one of those crazy fucking goblin godmothers.
He dances right past one of the goblins and takes the stick and just smacks the shit out of him. Just like mollywops him upside the back of the head and screeches. Huh?
Who's he wop?
Some random goblin.
Okay, not one of my boys.
Not one of the skull takers, no. But he's kind of like hopping around, and he just kind of like yells, laughs hysterically as he does this, right? And you can see immediately every goblin in the vicinity around him suddenly gets this very dour look on their face, and they're kind of like, right? It's just like a malaise just kind of like washes over the entire market as he capers through, like taking this out of a stall, throwing this at a person, smacking another person on the back of the head. And you look about you and you begin to see big bruises and welts across dozens of goblins in the market.
I think we should lure this guy somewhere private and kill him.
And do you say that out loud?
Yes, hushedly.
Hushedly, yeah, in the vicinity of the party and like Pibble and Groin, not like to the rest of the market, obviously, right? But Groin is like, oh no, boss, you can't do that. You can't do that. He's magic. He's blessed. If you harm him, it might come back on you.
I pointed at Ezra. He's magic.
No, I mean like blessed by a god. Maglubiet has
like better magic.
Yeah, it's basically like the scenario. And he's like, it's crazy. Old Dart snapped the other day and came at him with a dagger. He stabbed him in the chest. Evans just laughed and pulled the dagger out, and there was no wound. And then he just cut Dart's throat.
Okay. Alright then. I'll get you some lands away from this guy.
I mean, it's all good. I mean, it's fine.
It's not. No.
It ain't fine.
No.
Let me help you out.
We move, or I'm gonna kill him in an alley.
Okay, so Pibble and Grunt kind of just like nod their acquiescence, right? They're just like, okay, right? And what do you want to do from there?
I go back to the party. I was like, that's Evans. He's a piece of shit.
So,
That's it.
murder hobos?
What do you mean murder hobos? He's torturing them. Look at all these goblins. Look at them.
Look at the way he hits them.
They absolutely seem like, and you guys remember the Tall Market, right? Like it's that scenario of like customers, right?
Yeah, this place used to be awesome. Now it's shitty.
They seem. You guys have been gone for 6 days, right? They seem downtrodden.
Yeah, we need to find a way to deal with this.
Maybe we should talk to Yek, see what he thinks about this.
I don't know that I care what Yek thinks.
To be fair, he might have some insight on why this dude is apparently immune to damage.
Did you just say that Yek might have insight?
You know what? My bad. My bad. That was my bad.
You're right. Ezra, put this on your list. Item number 1. Find out how to kill unkillable goblin.
Starts with an N. I can't remember what those things are called.
I don't remember either. I remember we fought one, and I think Jeremy just kind of gave up.
Nilbolg.
It's goblin backwards.
Wow.
Ah.
All right then, boys, stay strong.
Healing is the only way to kill it, or whatever.
Phoenix down.
Yeah, Phoenix down.
Wow.
Oh fuck yeah.
That's a throwback.
That is absolutely
hey,
a throwback.
Wait you could wait like a day and come on down to 3.
Dibble and Groin say, okay, we'll
Well,
we
make
might have to
make
wait a little.
Fucking
Yeah.
salt and fucking bone splitter are fine.
When they're ready to move, we'll hop to it. On your way out, make sure you talk to one of the guards. Take a guide.
Take a guide.
Yeah. Oh.
Why?
Expansion. Traps everywhere.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
The goblin's getting bigger.
God damn, cats. like, are you hurt? I heard a thunk. Was that your head?
Be fat.
Jeez.
He got a thick skull. Don't worry about him.
Damn. Oh, okay. So you guys head out.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
It's a very simple matter. You guys actually don't have to go through anything. You are known and trusted associates of Yek the Tall, and good customers of the Tall Market. So getting a guide is literally just like, oh, yeah, sure. We'll walk you out, type thing. So they basically, the guide walks you through all the way back to the southeast, right, where you met that goblin patrol that was harassing Zam, right? And once you get there, it's not really a patrol anymore. They've kind of like pulled back. They pulled back to kind of the portal area, right? And it's kind of like an outpost now. It's like this is the border of the Tall Market's domain. Okay. And then you are let loose. So you guys are heading to floor 3.
Sargoth lair, please.
You guys aren't stopping by the menagerie or the beer factory.
That's on the way back up.
Okay.
No, if I have room, I will stop on the beer factory. Not ever again first.
Oh, but Zach. Okay. You guys do not make it very far before you run into a little bit of a complication. And the little bit of the complication is once you make it back down to the Deadeye's watch post, it is no longer abandoned. Been cleaned up. And you find it filled with bugbears and thugs. And
Bugs.
thugs, right? And as you guys kind of like come upon it, you're her. They hear you, you hear them, etc. Right? And one of them comes calling, right? But as soon as he gets sight of you, he says, "Oh, no trouble at all. You're free to pass. Have a nice day."
Okay.
Who are you guys?
Oh, just he kind of looks around. He says, "Just adventurers. Just
Well, hail, fellow adventurers! Some of my boys are going to be coming through here in the next day or so. You're gonna let they can pass too, right?
boys." Sure, surely. That absolutely they can pass. No problems. No issues. Not for you.
Can I look around? Does it look like they've been just like robbing people that come by and shit?
Roll me a. You can do one of three things.
100% the goddamn bugbear we freed.
You can, or one of two things. You can roll me a perception check, or you can roll me a history check.
I'm gonna go with perception because that's not a negative one.
Okay. Oh.
Wow.
So
Damn,
you
the
start
fight
looking
game.
around, right? And actually,
Fucking on fire.
actually, it doesn't look like they have much of anything, right? You look around, kind of like glance past him, and he doesn't really like. He kind of like just breathes in and sighs, right, as you kind of like look around him or past him, and like he knows what you're doing, but he's not gonna say anything. He's not gonna stop you, right? But there's not like packs just laying about or anything like that. You look at these individuals, and they kind of look a little beat up. They kind of look a little like lean, Like maybe they actually haven't been eating very well or anything like that. Does anyone have... I know Ezrah does, but Ezrah is unfortunately, due to the nature of the event, Ezra's kind of out of the question in this particular situation. Does anyone else have history trained?
I do.
Bones, roll me a history check. And this is for a very specific reason. Okay. This works for Bones, and it doesn't work for Ezra, because Bones actually got close enough to see faces, and Ezra never did. So, Bones, you recognize several of these faces as people from the remnants of Shun Shurith's gang.
Oh.
and it's suddenly very clear that they recognize you.
Sure.
Shenshurth was Xanathar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
I
definitely
don't-
wants us to kill more of his boys.
I'll be like, oh, hey, spider guys.
So you see the guy that you're talking, that's doing the talking, he kind of visibly just deflates, right?
No, it's
He
cool.
just
Don't
goes,
worry about it.
"Oh."
Hey, just don't mess with my skull takers, and we're good to go.
So look, man, we don't even want to be here. We're just trying to get ready and try to make it back. Things are kind of... We popped down to floor 3, and it didn't go very well.
That was
we had to-
probably a mistake.
Had to come back. We're just trying to rest up, and we don't want any trouble.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey, there's a secret wall back there.
We know, we've been hiding there for the last 3 days.
Yeah, fair enough. I will.
In our home.
I get it. Times are rough. That's cool. Just, you know. We have an agreement.
But for real,
Just in case we're still here, who are your boys?
They're the skull takers. They're goblins. They have a bugbear with them. They'll probably identify themselves. Oh, they've got nicer weaponry than like everybody else.
Goblins and a
better
bugbear. Oh, okay.
You remember that group of goblins that Shun messed with, and then I killed him? It's them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Those
them.
are the goblins.
Okay, well, I don't know any of them by face, but we'll absolutely. I mean, we're not doing anything anyways. We'll make doubly sure.
All right. Fair enough. Have a good day.
all's well that ends
Yeah.
well.
All right, I trust them. I trust that they're not robbing people as they go by.
Do you trust them implicitly?
I almost think the skull takers could take him at this point. They're all malnourished and shit.
It's maybe.
And got numbers.
Maybe.
All right,
Maybe we
Got
should
that
off
one
a few of
bugbear.
them.
The one bugbear whose
For
name
now.
is Blarg? Yeah, it's
Blarg, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, it's Blarg. I was gonna be like, you talk about Blarg? And then I was like, wait a second, is that actually his name? Okay. So I mean, if you guys aren't gonna cause trouble, they're not looking for trouble, at least not from you guys. So, continuing onwards to floor 3.
Yes.
Good plan.
That's
Oop, down to floor 3 town.
well, you mean Goblin Town? Well, it's Hobgoblin Town now.
Hobgoblin Town. Okie dokie. Come down to floor 3.
Sargoth level.
The Sargoth level. Tension pool will take up again.
All right, so I meant to ask this actually while we were topside, but I just remembered it. Do we want to? Wait, no. Aboleth is not this level. It's the level below. It's on the
The
far
next
right.
level.
Okay.
We still have 18 days worth of content in Skullport.
18 days.
I don't know.
It's what you guys make of it.
2 days, a day. We have time in Skullport. Probably. Maybe not. We could just leave.
Okay.
Okay. So, you guys find yourself down on floor 3 of the dungeon. What do you want to do?
Well,
Let's see. We have
I was gonna say, how confident are we that we've done everything on the Sargoth level?
Well, there's now the
we have
face
not
spiders
done
to
everything.
deal with.
You guys both talked at the same time.
Face talked at the same time.
You
There's
did?
there's the phase spiders that we now know of that we can deal with.
Oh, hey, there's some fuck all big spiders over near the drow camp, according to the Skull Takers. Just so you guys know.
Also, there is one room that nearly killed me that we weren't able to get into.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, giant stone key.
And the giant stone key.
We need some sort of Dwarven passphrase that I do not know.
Maybe it's dwarf magic.
It's almost like we probably should have researched that while we were topside.
No, well, we forgot about it.
I had a very lengthy list of things to research.
Well, why wasn't that on the list?
Because I felt like the person who got hit by the stone might have put that as a priority.
No.
Yeah, he wants to-
No interest in
He
that.
was-
anymore.
He was harpsichording. Alright. So, you guys are in control of your tokens. What would you like to do?
Sorry.
I gotta find myself.
I mean, it's on the way. We might as well just check out the fuck all big spiders, right?
I mean, again, there's the whole power vacuum thing. We just keep murdering things that we don't need to murder. Other stuff's gonna move in.
But
The spiders do seem pretty bad.
they hurt my boys.
Oh, they
hurt
hurt
my
the-
boys.
We got
It did
we
hurt
gotta
the
fuck
boys.
them.
Gotta go.
Massacred my boys.
You know,
I mean, I get it. Like beasts are gonna be beasts, but sometimes
So,
they gotta be put down.
as you guys come down these stairs, right? You hear before you see anything. You hear
Uh-oh.
this. You hear this.
Okay, I could have done without that.
Gross sound.
And it doesn't just suddenly stop. It's that sound, that series of sounds continues.
Oh boy.
I'm still not sneaky. I'm still very loud.
All right, I got the fucking lantern. So it
I was
really
gonna
makes me-
say you have a drift globe, so
Yeah, like,
sneakiness.
So I point at Bones and
Which direction is it coming from?
from the east.
I enter the night,
How about it?
which it's dark, so it's not dark, so I just kind of hunch down.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
I do so at advantage.
Okay, 24 is pretty good.
Now riddle me this, Batman. Does this sound like a goddamn gelatinous cube? Of which
No,
we've
and I'm just gonna
encountered
move
many?
you forward, right? So
Okay, move me.
you
forward.
get to about this point,
Oh, what the Christ is
and
that?
you see in the darkness, right? You're creeping through. You guys watch as Bones just kind of like slinks forward and then disappears out of your field of vision, right? And Bones, you're creeping along the side very quietly, just listening to this noise, right? And you come upon this horrible large creature with kind of like mucusy skin, and it looks like it is like shoveling bodies into its like hole into its mouth. And you watch as it's kind of like its bottom jaw distends, and it has this I don't know, this big throat sac that just keeps warbling and making these horrible noises.
What do they sound like?
No.
No.
I love how Jeremy was like, should I?
I considered it. So what do you do? It appears as if this creature has not taken notice of your presence yet.
Alright, I sneak back real fast. Like, it's a goddamn giant frog thing.
Sneak back.
Stage
mean like
It's eating stuff. It's a goddamn giant frog thing.
you mean like the frog people that we freed?
I wasn't here for that episode, but I don't think so.
Did it look like a bullywug?
I don't know.
That was a question at the DM.
The noise
The way he
stops.
described it, I'm gonna go with no.
I stop.
I don't stop because clearly we're about to be engaged upon. I enter a ready stance.
I take a step back.
You begin to kind of see, like, lumbering out of the darkness, and it's got this big kind of like webbed hand up over its two bulbous eyes. It kind of like looks out as it kind of like gets closer to you. It's like it's shielding its eyes from the light, right? And you see hanging out of this big maw, you actually see an arm just like hanging out the side of it. This obsidian skinned arm, right? Dried, flecked blood down the side of it. A drow, right? The remnants of the slaughter that you guys
Clear it
went
sees
through.
us.
And it goes. And it begins to heave and proceeds to vomit a full drow corpse out of its gullet.
So like when a cat brings you a dead mouse for as like a pet, like a gift, like, hey,
Cats
I
don't
brought
put them
this
in
for
their stomach.
you.
Right? So it actually vomits a drow body out. And then it kind of it looks at you and I need everyone to select their token and roll for initiative.
This is seeming a little aggressive.
Oh,
Oh, good, a 9.
Wow, we are slow.
A 5.
All of us are just like, what the fuck is happening?
right. Yeah, you're just like, what the fuck? Absolutely. Okay. We start off combat as this thing basically rushes you guys. Okay. So it when it moves, right? Let me actually see if I have, because I don't think these guys are. Yeah, there's not a handout for them, unfortunately. Sorry. Oh, here. You know what I'll do? I'll do this so you guys can actually see. A quick cut of all the information. throw it into the GM so that you guys can only see the. All right, no one look at character sheets. Just look at pictures. So
Okay.
that's what these things look like, right?
Complete
That's
with
fucking. I would have attacked that on sight had I known that's what it looked like.
Okay, so this
Disgusting.
thing vomits up this drow corpse and then just rushes at you. Okay, and when it rushes, it kind of does this weird like wobble or fucking waddle thing, right? It's clearly like more. It doesn't seem to be very graceful on land. So kind of like comes running towards you. Okay, and it kind of you can tell by the speed of the creature, the momentum of the creature, that it's also not especially quick, right? So it doesn't quite make it all the way to you. But as it comes running, it rears down, swings its head up, distends its jaw, and flings its head at you. And as it does, this massive tongue shoots out at ashes.
All right.
Okay.
Have at thee.
So we are going to. We're gonna do some tonguing.
Could we please use
Oh
a
yeah,
different
tongue him.
phrase?
Nope, that's the phrase we're using. We're gonna do some tonguing. So here's a tongue. Ooh, it's an 11. So you're able this massive tongue, fucking 15-foot reach comes shooting out at you, and you're just able to like push to the side and kind of like deflect the tongue itself. Okay. All right. I think that is probably gonna be it.
He's like a roaster equivalent to the Great Jogrus.
Yeah. Okay, it is Ezra.
Oh boy. Ezra will reach out and rake at it with a skeletal hand. And then go back down.
Okie dokie. 24 is definitely a hit. So, skeletal claws rake through the kind of like soft, mucusy flesh of this creature, right? And it kind of makes this horrible clicking, warbling noise in response. Okay. Next up is Matashtai.
Managed.
Oh, you
Matashtai.
going in and throwing knives?
No, I'm not going in.
Okay.
Wanna fucking go into that?
I'm going in.
Crazy?
I go in. Bringing forth Tambakiri.
Goes!
I mean, I don't know. I might. It's hard to know.
Well, I'm asking because like there's only like 2 slots here to fight this guy.
I can just throw knives then.
Okay.
Okay.
I slash out with Tambakiri.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Get cut.
I cut up its great giant double chin.
It's like slicing through butter. It feels weird, right? It feels like there's far less resistance to this creature than it should be, right?
Yeah.
But it's a sickening feeling, and it's almost immediately followed by a sickening smell that just gushes out of the wound that you create.
That's gross. I then
These are gross creatures.
kick at its ankles.
Kick out its ankles. Oh no.
Try to stop it with its large weight.
Ankle kick. Okay, ankles kicked.
As it's off balance, I palm strike its fat-toed body.
Rotund belly. You just barely hit.
Palm strike.
Palm strike. So you hit into the belly, and it kind of like just it's like hitting into a very big pillow for a second, right? And it's almost like, oh god, did that even do anything? And then you hear this from the creature. So, yes, it did something. All right, anything else?
No, that is the end of my turn.
All right, Bones, you're up.
Yep. He's in range. There's someone for me to snake attack. I just throw dags. No, I throw darts.
Dart.
I'm going to
Dart.
Dark.
Tooth dart. Were these teeth? I don't remember. Were they teeth or claws?
These
Claws?
were claws, weren't they?
I didn't make sharpshooter for darts, so I was just gonna say bone daggers, but it's darts.
Okay.
It's the same. -5. Yeah.
-5.
13, 17.
A 13
One of those
misses,
hits.
but 17
Snake attack.
hits. Nice. So these things have these big, beady, yellow eyes, right? I say beady. Massive. They're not beady. They're like massive globes, and they're partially uncovered, and they're kind of like just rotating around, looking at everything in multiple different directions at the same time. But Bones
It should be
basically like...
-3.
Say what?
4. It should be -4 because the second one that hit was my offhand.
Okay, gotcha. So the second one, the first one goes wide. The second one, you are able to catch this creature in the eye with one of your darts. So
Turnover.
it roars in pain, right, and fury. And then Ashes, you're up.
I run forward, grab my sword in both hands, and do nothing.
Unfortunate. That one hits.
For a grand total of 10 measly damage.
10 damage. Okay. So
Turn.
you hack into this creature, and it kind of, again, this guttural warbling of its jowls. It's covered in cuts and slashes, and it's screeching at the pain from missing eye. You guys are definitely hurting the shit out of it. And that is when
That's when it what? Leave me in suspense.
another one
Oh, great.
suddenly, and you watch this, right? You hear this, and then you watch as darkness ripples just past the one creature, and it's like a veil of darkness goes up for a second, and out of that veil steps this other creature.
Ooh, scary. They're magical.
These things
Ooh,
can have
I lied.
some
I
kind of
lied.
teleportation.
I lied. Hold up. I got you.
2 of them step.
I don't know. Yes.
5,
3 of them stepped out of the darkness.
12.
It's fine.
The tanks
are No, actually, it can't do that. Because it can't see that. So, different things change. So that would be go boop to here, because that would still be in darkness, and then it would move right there. Okay, so you don't actually see it teleport out of darkness. It has to run in onto the scene because of certain limitations that may or may not be imposed by someone's fucking drift globe. But that being said, this thing kind of rounds the corner, and it shields its eyes and goes, and it flings its head back, distends its jaw, and shoots a tongue out, and the tongue actually like curves up and over the other one.
Sharpshooter tongue.
At Matashtai.
Okay.
So, this is gonna be a tongue attack at Matashtai.
Dark side.
Tongue their fart box.
11. I keep rolling 11s with these guys.
It's
Yay! Okay, so this tongue like into the wall right next to you, and then pulls away. Okay, top of the round. This one is going to. I want to double check the wording on that real quick because I want to make sure I'm not using it incorrectly. Because sometimes the wording is not correct in Roll20. Okay, gotcha. This thing, it looks down at Ashes. Ashes, you were the last person to hit it, right?
Yes.
It looks down at Ashes, distends its lower jaw, and it almost does that kind of like thing where it looks like it's trying to make its mouth big enough to like be as tall as you are, right? It doesn't get there, but it gets about halfway. And then it tries to bite the shit out of you. So, it's gonna try to bite you.
No, reroll that.
The 26.
No, reroll that.
Are you using DM inspiration?
No, I'm just saying reroll it.
Gotcha. Okay.
No, I don't.
So,
I don't consent to this.
That is 21 piercing damage. As its mouth chomps down on you, you are pierced by row upon row of tiny razor-like teeth. And the creature. You are considered grappled by this creature. You guys watch as Ash's upper body basically disappears in this creature's mouth.
No.
So Ashes, you're grappled and restrained. Okay? Okay. Alright, Ezra, you're up.
Zero. Bonus.
Are you okay, Ashes?
Ashes, are you okay? Are you okay, Ashes?
Oh, fuck.
I'll
let
take
Matthew turn around and incredulously like, does he look okay?
Oh, fuck.
And I will rake at it's the front one still that we've been berating. Okay, I'll continue to berate or attempt to and fail. And go back to hiding.
14 does not hit, unfortunately. The angle that he's currently in, because of having Ashes like partially swallowed, just makes it hard to get a good shot off. So you just barely managed to miss him.
Sorry.
Next up is Matashtai.
Okay.
Ashes, are you okay? In the frog's mouth.
Oh,
Um,
that was good.
I slash crossways across its fat
That'll hit.
double deck.
Okay.
And then
So this thing, you strike out at it, right? And it kind of like, as it does, it kind of like, it tries to move away, but it's still trying to hold Ashes in its mouth, right? So it kind of like pushes Ashes against the wall and kind of like tries to flatten itself out of the way, but it can't. And you stab you like up into its gullet, right? Ashes, there's you're surrounded by darkness, teeth are grinding into you, there's this almost kind of like acidic saliva that's kind of like sizzling on your face now, and then very suddenly there's a and a spear tip next to your face. and then Matashtai, you pull the spear out, and the whole creature kind of like slumps down the wall, and its distended jaw like slowly like peels back off of Ashes, and Ashes is just like standing there right like against the wall, just covered in saliva and blood now.
Oh god! It smells so bad!
The creature is dead.
Alright, then I run up the wall, and I run over the Banderhob, jump down in front of this other one, and I punch it in its nose, if it has a nose.
Okay.
If I can find my character sheet. Nose punch.
That's a punch.
And actually, I'm gonna try and stun it with this one.
Sure. 9
Oh, did
damage.
Vanderhoff on the list?
Strictly for the list.
Vanderhabu.
I feel like they probably got a high constitution.
On the list.
They're
On
pretty
the
thick boys.
list.
Burn all your teeth.
Oh, but
Put
it's
it on the list.
Oh,
low
on the list.
roll. Nice. Very nice. Okay,
And it's
so
on the list.
he's a stunny boy.
It sure does have +5.
Yeah, he has +5. So, there was a greater than average chance of him succeeding on that, but
And then with my bonus action, I kick him in his left arm. 'Cause I bet
Absolutely.
that'll hurt.
in the left armpit. Hell yeah. That's a hit.
Technically, it's at advantage, right?
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? You get one more time for the crits. No crits.
8 damage. Okay. Bones, you're up.
I whip 2 daggers at advantage because I'm stunned.
Whip it good.
Bone dag.
Oof.
Bone,
Big
also bone
oof.
dag.
What the fuck?
That's an incredible roll, honestly.
Oh
That's
my
incredible.
god.
All because of
Okay.
sharks.
The
A +5 wouldn't save in that 5.
the
Would
bane
help that 11 though.
of existence.
I mean, fair enough. Y'all got it. Don't worry. I believe in y'all.
Okay, nothing from that one. Ashes, you're up.
I'll get that shit up. I'll be like, that's not happening again. I hemocraft some damage on myself.
Okay.
And I
As you step across the fallen Vanderhob to the stunned one, right? You see Matashtai has this creature just in a daze, and its lower jaw is just hanging slack, almost open, kind of like a pelican's mouth, with a fish still in it, because you can see inside there is a body just kind of like hanging in the sack of this creature's throat.
Yeah.
But I'll walk up or over the thing. I'm assuming, is he big? Regardless if it's
He's big
rough
enough.
terrain.
Yeah, he's big enough to cause it to be difficult terrain, but you have enough movement speed so that it doesn't matter.
And I look angrily at it, shake my head, and
Attack. 26 is definitely gonna hit. Okay. Ooh, there's the crit. Very nice. 18. Another 10. Alright, so Ashes just angrily starts to hack and slice into this creature. You're leaving great big wounds across it, but it's a hunky beastie, so It's not going down yet.
Okay, in turn.
All right. It is stunned. Ezra's
Does he
turn.
get a roll? The end of
No.
his turn.
He doesn't get to the stun for monks is it doesn't wear off until the end of the monk's next turn.
Monk turn. Gotcha.
Ezra's gonna attempt to rake it.
Cha-cha! Yep, 26 will hit.
That sounds
9
really bad.
necrotic
I'm gonna
damage.
try to rake it.
Rake it. It's a little
Rake it
close. Yeah. But
gonna
spectral
break ya.
claws just rake down the front of the creature. Alright. Matashtai, you're up.
I'm gonna start the slasher in.
The slasherin.
Slash.
Slash, slash. 24 hits, 19 hits. How do you want to kill this creature?
I want to expertly carve. So you said there's a body and it's like a distended thing.
Yep.
I want to slap it so quick, a bunch of times that the body just kind of falls out, like like you know in the cartoons where the body goes through the wall.
Yeah.
I want to
Okay.
cut out the body from its belly.
so Matashtai kind of like very expertly begins to slash and thrust into this creature's lower distended jaw, and 2 quick slashes cut across the membrane, and it actually peels away from, it's like a fish mouth, right? It peels away from the lower jaw, the bone of it itself, and the throat sac just kind of like hangs open, and the body just kind of spills out. And this creature just... And as it's kind of going down, Matashtai just gives one last... And it just crumples. Yep.
Ezra! I need that one spell that starts with a P and has like 50 syllables.
Oh, you mean prestidigitation?
Yeah,
Personification.
prestidigitation. Please.
Please.
Spell that.
Protomorphication.
I begin to destinkify the ashes.
Oh,
Stankin'.
Nice.
oh. Oh, it's awful. I didn't like that a bit.
It looked like you were having fun, though.
I was. And I got 8.
Oh, that I thought that was the fun part.
No. I have a sensitive nose.
That was hell for me.
Alright. You guys gain... $450 experience for the
Thunder hobbles.
Danders.
for the Sargoth cleanup crew.
I like that.
So, you come down to the Sargoth level. You're almost immediately challenged by these incredibly vile, disgusting creatures. It's good to be back in
Never change.
in Sargoth, isn't it? All right. It's at that point. I think we'll go ahead and take our break. So we'll be back, and once we're done with that, we'll see what you guys want to do with the rest of your time here in Sargoth. So we'll see everybody in just a few. Peace.
Ow.